the connection formula. So as we started to put everything together, now I'm going to tie it in. What we're going to be talking about here is the exact, I say scripts, guys, but what I'm really saying is I'm not going to give you word for word to say because I want you to build it and make it your own. But I'm going to give you a couple of examples of how I built my elevator pitch. And essentially, all the elevator pitch is 2 or 3 sentences of yourself. It's real concise, quick, compact. And you just want to tell them who you are, what you do currently, and what you're looking to do in the future. That's pretty much it. Fair enough. So here's my elevator pitch. Hey, how's it going? My name is David Yeti. I'm an SDR on a commercial select team. I've been at X company for about 1.5 years, and I'm very much interested in becoming a security account executive. So that's the reason why I reached out, because I seen that you've made that transition yourself. So I would love to hear about your background, what your mindset was during that process. And I might have a couple of questions here and there, but that's my primary goal for this meeting today. Oh, that's it. It's quick, straight to the point. Matter of fact, I'll give you another one. So when I was working at Walmart, I was in a position to become a manager, and I was only there for like 6 months. And this is what I would say if I was at Walmart. Hey, how's it going? My name is David Yeti. I am a meat associate in the meat department. I've been at Walmart for about 6 months. I had an opportunity to work with Jose, and he's been teaching me a lot about the management and the background in terms of inventory and stocking and how to manage a team. So I reached out to you because I know that you've been a manager for the last 3 years. I hear that you're awesome. You're a great person to learn from. So whenever you get a chance, I would love to take you out for coffee or have a quick meeting so I can ask some questions about your transition and how you was able to make it to where you are in such a short period of time. That's it. I just spitballed that, by the way. I haven't been at Walmart for like 2 years. that just came off the top of the head. Because why? The core is I'm still myself. My name is David Yeti. I've been working here for this amount of time. I'm interested in learning about this. I know that you've already done it, so I want to learn from you. I'll take the logistics. I'll take the lead on the meeting logistics. I'll set the meeting. I'll find the restaurant and stuff. My treat. I just want to see if you're interested in speaking with me so I can learn more from you. That's it, guys. And then when you do that, you're also going to send an agenda. So for every meeting that I have, whether or not it's with a teammate, a manager, a leader, whatever, I always send an agenda, and it has grown over the past couple of weeks to now. I break it down and I say, hey, I would love to have 30 minutes on your calendar. And then I pull up that calendar. I send over the invite. Inside the description of the invite, I have broken down by 3 minutes for intro, 5 minutes for this question, 5 minutes for that question, 7 minutes for that question. I'm looking to get you out here in 25 minutes. So think about what I just said right there. Not only am I reaching out, telling them I'm interested in learning more about them, I'm also sending an agenda so they can prepare for it. I'm respecting their time by saying, hey, I asked for 30, but I only need 25. I want to give you 5 minutes back. A lot of times what end up happening is people be so impressed with the way that I run my meetings to that we end up going over, but it don't be because of me. I'd be like, hey, I know that we're almost up to time, so I want to be respectful. Oh, no, don't worry about it, David. Don't worry about it, buddy. Just let's keep going. For real. I see it every day. Like it literally happens every single day. So remember, we don't want to do small, awkward talk. We want to have meaningful, impactful conversations that are long lasting and have a positive impression. I want you to learn how to move beyond generic questions and create a genuine, rather, connection quickly. The 3-minute connection formula. Now I'm getting excited. I love this. Okay, so this is what I just said. Use the set opener, SET, set opener, at networking events or in a quick office interaction. Signal the intention. Acknowledge them with eye contact. Engage. Ask an open, non-generic question. Topic. Pivot to a specific professional topic of mutual interest. The set formula. I can give you an example of what I mean by that. I feel a sneeze coming up, but I don't want to sneeze in the middle of the stream. But listen, I ain't editing nothing out. We're going to keep it 100. We're going to show the real raw behind the scenes. I ain't editing nothing. So if I sneeze, but we're going to get this work. All right? So what I mean by that? Set. All right? I see them. We're in a networking event or we in an event that I attended that nobody has to be there. Not networking, let me be clear. And I walked straight over to him. Hey, how's it going? David. Hey, David, my name is John. Hey, John, nice to meet you. All right, boom. So I'll say, this is where I kind of go back to your homework. So I would have already looked at who's going to be the speakers at the event. Because remember, I'm not going there to talk to regular people. Sorry, I'm not. So I've already looked up the speakers and I know a little bit something about him. So I'm gonna just say, hey, do you mind if I ask you a quick question? And they're gonna be like, yeah, sure. And I'll say, in terms of the new cyber threat for remote workers, I noticed that you released an article about some of the different things that we can do to reduce the risk. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts on how does our products fit into the grand scheme of things. Like, do you see us becoming more of a market leader? Do you see competitors coming up? Like, what are your thoughts around that? Now, I'm saying that because I'm trying not to say the company that I work for, because I keep that private. So, but what we just did was we pivoted to a specific professional topic of mutual interest. I already know that he's interested in that because I seen that he had an article. Okay? So that's the set opener. And from that, maybe you want to ask 1 or 2 more questions and then you exchange contact information. Or for me, since it's internal events and I've already looked up the person's name, I don't have to necessarily get their name because I got it already. I'm just going to hit them up in our internal chat later that same day. I just did this on Tuesday. I literally just did this 3 days ago. I connected with 4 speakers who were on the panel, and I have 2 meetings virtual already, one with an engineer, one with a sales leader, and the other with the engineering leader. We're going to have lunch at the first beginning of November. And rather than people talking to everybody else, talking to each other and shit, I wasn't doing that. I was talking to the speakers. I talked to a couple of people who were in the event too, don't get me wrong, but that wasn't my goal. My goal was to talk to the people who can actually make a career thumbs up decision. That's what I was talking to. High leverage questions. Move beyond the what do you do, because you should have already looked them up. And you want to spark a real conversation. Here's a couple of examples. What is the biggest challenge your team is focused on solving right now? That's a real good one. What emerging trends are you most excited about in our industry? That's kind of similar to the question that I just came up with. What's one piece of advice you'll give your younger self about navigating this company? This right here, if you don't take nothing else away from this section of the masterclass, from this clip, bring your ass back up here. What is the one piece of advice that you would give your younger self about navigating this company? That is a golden question, guys. I'm going to tell you how. For me, this is what I ask. So obviously, you know that I'm fairly new to the corporate landscape, and I'm curious about the sneeze still trying to come up. I'm curious about what are some of the unwritten rules in corporate that I'm obviously not going to know until I gain the type of years of experience that you have. Are there any unwritten corporate rules? Every time I say that, they be like, David, man, let me tell you. You heard me? And they just start, like after that, look, I'm telling you for a fact, that I got to get myself a hand clap on that one, because I don't even know how I came up with that question, but it would just kind of like evolved over time. But I always ask that question: what are some corporate non-written rules, or the unwritten rules of corporate? That's a big one. And it always goes well. So just 2 takeaways for this one. It's just about the connection formula, setting up that first initial chat. When you meet them, you know, you want to meet the speakers of the event if you have a chance to. You don't have to necessarily exchange information with them, because even if you're at an event to where it's not your company, you still, all you need is their name. You can look up on LinkedIn. You can follow up with them there. But it does work better with internal events. I will say that for sure.